Good morning, everybody. How we doing? We're back in the game. I'm feeling good again. There's still a few issues. We'll talk about it like later on in the video. But for now, I'm pre-workout up. No, I'm pre-mealed up. I had 2 meals today. Yeah, your boys had 2 meals. It's 11:30. Been having these smoothies in the morning. Thanks to Amy for introducing me to the smoothies, because they're just so much easier for me to get food down. 700 or 800 calories in a smoothie, and I can neck those pretty easily. I do like 100 grams of berries, frozen berries, maybe a banana, 100 grams of banana, 80 grams of whey, 60 grams of protein, and then like 200 grams of almond butter. Well balanced, really easy to digest. It's been really, really good, and then just have chicken and rice. But pre-workout today, Pump Plus, the GOAT pump pre-workout of all time. And then, who remembers the curse? Who remembers the damn curse pre-workout? Do you remember that? You could take like 3 scoops of it. This is called the Shadow, but it's made by the same people, but it's fucking strong. I've been trying to find the right, the right balance of it. I've been doing full scoops. Way too much. That's 350 milligrams of caffeine. I'm relatively sensitive to things. Not super, but just relatively. So I've been tapering it down to like a 0.8 or so. So 3 meals in, I'm ready. Pre-workouts are ready. Let's go train some back. All right, on today's episode of Cars of Binos, we've got the Urus with the Ventus, I don't even know what that is, Ventus Mansory kit. So Mansory body kit's just insane. Probably adds like the same price of the car to it. We've got a Bentley, and then we've got a Rolls Royce as well. And then another big ass G-Wagon, and there's also a Rolls Royce over there. There's also a Rolls Royce right there as well. So there's 3 Rolls Royces today, and also this Lamborghini over here. This is you guys might remember, OGs of the fitness industry might remember Joseph Rakic. That's his one. So hopefully one day I'll get in it, but we'll see. So just warming up here. We're not going to do too much of the back day. I like with these videos to show you an extended period of a training session of a different session than last time. For example, last video was a pull session, so next video tomorrow, we'll film tomorrow, you won't see it tomorrow, but we'll do an extended push day. Just want to talk about my intra. Fortunately here, I shouldn't do this really because I don't want to be spending money every day, but until my supplements come from Insight, I've been getting my intra. So in here I have 50 grams of carbohydrates, and I do 15 grams of EAAs. And there's been a little bit of research back in the day. We don't talk about it so much anymore, but it was like the big thing originally. Milos Sarshev was one of the guys who kind of pushed that intra workout a little bit. And there's something to say that the one time of the day when we are breaking down muscle is in the workout. So if you are providing nutrients which do the opposite, encourage protein synthesis, but also energy requirement, energy recovery, you may well swing that balance a little bit more in favor of muscle protein synthesis, which is kind of the goal here, right? So intra-workout, using a highly branched cyclodextrin, it's got a really high osmolarity, so that just basically just means, if you guys can remember GCSE or year fucking 6 biology, it just means it passes through a gastric lining, which is just your stomach, fancy word of saying stomach, really, really easily, and you absorb it well without any digestive stress. The same thing with an EAA. Like you couldn't have, well you could, but I would challenge you to have like 50 grams of like gummies or 50 carbs from bananas or anything like that. It wouldn't digest as well as something like this. So that is why, and that is what you'll see me drink from this. And that is why we have intra. So I was talking to one of my clients, and he was having a little bit of an issue with his breathing during the sets, and it kind of leads to a few things. If you're not breathing properly through the sets, you can lose your tension, which of course if you're losing your tension you can lose your actual contraction. Breathing properly helps blood flow, breathing properly helps oxygenate the muscles, all of that stuff helps for a better set. So something that I like to do is really when you're contracting or going through a concentric contract, I like to breathe out. Whether that be a press, whether that be a pull, and then on the eccentric, the lengthening portion of the movement, breathe in. Now you shouldn't be breathing multiple times during that rep. Instead, like if the rep or sets, or if the total rep from concentric to eccentric, it should be about 4 or 5 seconds, right? So it's pretty simple. Not, but in fact, breathe in, brace, allow yourself to get some security, allow yourself to get tight, and then contract hard, breathe out, and then repeat. And that's just one thing that it was kind of nagging him a little bit, so I talked him through that. I think it's really, really beneficial for your reps. Okay, so like final clip that we'll do this back workout, just while I'm thinking about it. So not everyone has this machine, I can appreciate that, but the concept of what I'm about to say applies to pretty much any row, especially like a single arm row. In fact, yeah, single arm row, right? First of all, if you can get a chest pad, it's gonna give you something to anchor against. It's also gonna give you something to protract against. I want you to set the position so that your working arm is forward. Your working leg is forward. It's gonna minimize any rotation. I want you to then sit your hips back. Think about your lats, they connect here. This is the anchor point. If you do this, you're shortening the range you've got available for the lats to go. Sit back. I want you to allow some protraction as well. And by that, I mean you can actually come across the body, because the lat doesn't just come forward like this, it actually wraps around the body, right? So if you're doing it double arm, you can't quite do this efficiently. So back, legs in, against the pad, use this non-working arm as an anchor point, and you can allow it to come all the way forward, grab onto that handle, get yourself into position, remain fixed, arch your back, use that anchor point, drive into that pocket. And that, so I can get a little bit more out of your rows. All right, we're back in this position. This is just a very good place for us to talk, unfortunately. When you think about doing content, they always tell you, they being the ones who know how to do it properly, like, tell you, change the scene. We just like had this scene, go to the gym, and back to this scene. That's all right, we're doing what we're doing. I thought I'd just show you like a couple supplements that I'm taking at the moment, and then also I'll show you my meal, because today is burger night. And I'll just show you what I do on my burgers. So you guys would have seen the blood work video. Obviously, lots of hate. We love it, don't we? Yeah. Or take steroids. By the way, guys, if you want to swallow a load of tablets at once, put them in your mouth, turn your face to the side, and you can open up your gullet and swallow more. It's kind of crazy. You guys would have seen the blood work video. Like, obviously, actually wasn't like the worst blood work I've had, to be honest. It was just the cholesterol that was a little bit high. LDL being like a little bit out of range, but the HDL was like way out of range. Now, there's been some pretty good research to say that HDL hasn't got a direct link towards cardiovascular disease, so it's less important. But some of the things that I'm using to improve my cardiovascular health, omegas, I've got AJP's, omegas here. They have been shown on my blood work to work the best. I've also got JP's heart care here. This one will a little bit more directly decrease LDL. It's got red yeast extract in it, and actually my mum's got high cholesterol, and I've been giving her this, and she's had some really, really good results to the fact that NHS have said well done. Also nattokinase as well can help a little bit with blood, with like hemoglobin and whatnot, and then also Love Heart, which is it improves kidney health, cholesterol, blood pressure. Bergamot, which has been shown to be really, really good for slashing down LDL. So if you guys have or haven't, check out Bergamot. So burger time. So it's burger night. We do have vegetables there, or the salad there, I should say. So burger night. I have 250 grams of beef. It's the low-fat beef. and a little bit of cheese on top, and then we also have these like oven chips. Probably shouldn't have these oven chips because they got a little bit of fat in them, I think.
We're waiting for an air fryer.
But we're waiting for an air fryer because we actually moved from this place in 10 days to a new. I don't think there's a fucking air fryer there.
Oh yeah.
So, but we're gonna get an air fryer when we go to the new place, so maybe we'll go in early. I'm not sure. And then the air fryer, we'll start chopping up potatoes again and putting them in. The reason I say that, guys, is because I was just talking about my cholesterol then, and like that is something that I'm conscious of. I'm actually using something a little bit stronger than what those are as well, something called simvastatin. It's a statin in a really, really, really low dose. But actually, I've done three blood tests since starting it, 2 blood tests since starting it, and it's like halved each time. So I'm probably gonna use that until my LDL is in a really, really good place, and then like pull back off using it, and then just have my diet and cardio and general life manage it a little bit better. So that's why I think about, like, you know, oven chips, I probably wouldn't have these every day. Throwing cheese on stuff like this, I probably wouldn't do that every day. We'll do a full day of eating next week, and we'll bring that to the YouTube channel so you guys can see what I'm eating at the moment, because this is probably the best my diet's ever been. And all those, I shouldn't say those haters, but all those people who care for me about the quality of my diet, I can think of a few off the top of my head. Catriona is one of them. She watches this sometimes, so the next full day of eating is for you and anyone else who's commented on my diet, because I actually think it's the best it's been for a while. So we'll do that, and we'll see you tomorrow for push. We're gonna go to Dungeon Gym, so we'll see how that goes. So welcome to Dungeon Gym in Dubai. This is like really old school, very, very curated pieces of equipment. No music or anything. It's pretty cool. Right, if you've got your own music, get your own vibe in. We're gonna go through a full pull session here. I'm using some new thin straps here. We've been working on different colors. So I'm just gonna use these red ones here just to give the material a go. Sometimes in the dyeing process, like they all start out pretty much the same color, and then in the dyeing process, the material and tensile strength changes. That's one thing you'll get to know. Well, that's one thing I get to know while figuring out all of these different samples as we go. So just gonna use these. Today we're gonna do some super simple crossover lateral raises. All right, so exercise 1. We're trying to challenge the delt. This is the only kind of big delt exercise today, and mostly my big delt exercise anyway. We're trying to challenge the delt through the full range of motion. That means in the lengthened position, in the mid position, and also in the short position, right? Because also if you got into a lateral raise machine like this one here, you're already starting in the mid position. You're not actually bringing the delt across. So on this day, when I'm trying to work a little bit more delts, I'm actually trying to work through that full range of motion. So what I'm trying to do here, essentially, have the line of pull, so where the weight is pulling me across, to be as in line with where I'm trying to pull as possible, right? That's kind of where the line of pull comes from. So you can see immediately, I'm getting challenged right across here. I'm still getting pulled right across here. This is my length and range challenge. As I pull through, you get in that full range challenge. So we'll go in here for our first set. 3 sets, 10 to 15. And this combined with those thin cuffs, which just hold tight on that wrist, versus our typical OG cuffs, which are a little bit bigger. Just good movement. This is actually with the coach that I have at the moment, John Jurt, and who basically sets me out my workouts. And this is something you should do also. Well, in my opinion, you should be doing it. It's just at least knowing what you did last time, because Greg Doucette said it best. If you can go a little bit more than last time, harder than last time, that's kind of like the essence of bodybuilding. Can you do a little bit more than last time, you're probably gonna grow. So this, literally here, I'm just putting in my numbers. 4 sets, 50 kilos on here, how many reps I did. I know that next week I need to try and beat that. Simple. So I generally, and have been, starting my push sessions with delts, just because like prioritizing them first, you get a little bit more out of it, right? Because if you move them a little bit later on in the session, got a little bit fatigue, it's a little bit harder to do it, but it's also like not very energy demanding. I said that a few times on the channel before, and that's really important to know. If it's not energy demanding, you can probably stick it for a big press. Big press next. Incline, this is the one, I'm pretty sure, this is the one they had in Pure. So if you guys remember the ERS video, we're on this, and yeah, nostalgic to say the least. I'm gonna give it a go, see how we go for a few weeks on it. I might rotate this session in on the Fridays, just because this gym's pretty, it's kind of nice, man. It's kind of nice. It's quiet. Think about Binos, the other gym that we've been training at, the one with the red in the background. It's very like full on, loud. Yeah, I guess mainly for the content side of things. The equipment's great in Binos as well. It's like a little bit better here. It's no music on. They don't put music on here, you know. So you just get your headphones in, get in your own little world. So we'll give this flex run a little bit of a run. We'll see how we get on. But this is the only like chest exercise today. Guys, a note about my start position here is I'm not in a position where I have to like scoop under the bar to try and get it moving. This is a much safer position. Am I sacrificing a little bit of range? Maybe an inch, but for the sake of saving my shoulders, I'm not hugely concerned. So if you've got anything that can adjust the handles, do it. But I will say, after saying that, that's definitely too high. I'm going to drop that down one more. That was a bit too much range it took away from me. And there is a balance to find between range and safety. Jesus Christ. Oh. Working up to 3 sets on that one. Obviously it's like pretty much my only, I say only, I'm doing like a dip after this, but my main chest exercise, because it's not a chest dominated day, we can just take the setup to 3 sets. Usually I just do 2, because we're just trying to accrue a little bit more volume, especially on that incline bit as well. So onto a dip, let's figure out what we can do for a dip. Alright, so the bodybuilder OCD comes in me and I'm like, I can't find a dip machine, what am I gonna do? Should I just leave? So what I'm gonna do is, because the exercise that I'm probably gonna have to do in change of a dip is probably gonna be like a close grip press or something, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna train my tricep first. This isn't like when I can do my dips, like, fucking hell. For me personally, when I do my dips, yeah, I get a lot of chest, but I mainly get triceps. And if I swap to a close grip press or something that's kind of a little bit more neutral, I'm gonna get loads of chest. That's just how my body functions. That's how I connect to my muscles. So I'm gonna hit the tricep first so I can maximize the tricep work, and then I'm gonna go into like a lower grip press or something. This feels pretty nice despite probably being the most dangerous exercise you'll ever get into. Dangerous, guys. Ooh. All right. So you'll find like literally an issue with doing these short handles. You just kind of internally rotate to try and get fully extended, or you just can't get fully extended. So I'm just gonna extend this through. I left my fucking rope in the car, annoyingly, and I don't want to go get it. I haven't got enough time today, but this is one of my favorite exercises to be fair anyway. Grab yourself your non-working arm, nice and stable. Set your shoulder in, and you can just fully extend through, and you're gonna get a much more accurate like connection to that tricep. So I recommend, if you've got a short rope, just extend it and make it a one rope. Much better. Oh. So just keeping that real narrow there. I'm basically just trying to load a bit of the lower pec, but also load the tricep a little bit more. No dip machine, also couldn't find the Smith machine. Otherwise I probably would have done some type of close grip Smith, something like that. But we'll rethink this exercise for next week. But for now, close grip dumbbells.
I'll try and change direction just a little bit.
Make sure to get the 13 kilos in there.
You only got 2 kilos as well. I'm really not that guy, but I have become that guy with 2 phones.
I got 2.
But I've actually got another phone. The reason why I got another phone, in traveling across to Canada, my interaction was absolutely brutal to the point where on my stories I usually get about 15 to 20,000 story views. 20 is pretty good, but 15 on average. And I just noticed that the whole time I was in Canada I was getting like 4, some days 3, and then every now and again it would creep back up to like 6. So the day that I landed back in the UK, my story views went boom, back to normal. And I thought to myself, what's going on here? And when I checked the about section on my Instagram, it said that it was based in Canada. And now obviously if it's based in Canada, it's showing it to all my Canadian audience, which is very, very small. And when I noticed, when I got to the UK, a lot of people were like, oh my God, I haven't seen your stories for ages. So did some digging, did some thinking, and a VPN doesn't work. A VPN just masks where you are. It doesn't actually change where your phone situation is. So I've now downloaded an app on one of these phones that puts me in London. So therefore when I post on Instagram, I use that phone. When I do any story, I do it on that phone, and it keeps me in London. And it keeps me in the UK. So therefore my UK audience, you guys out there, which is 90% of my audience, keep seeing my stories. And that's something that I learned when I got over here as well. The same thing happened when I came here originally. So any of you guys or girls who are like, well, your main audience is in a country and you've been moving to and from, you notice your interaction go down and up, That might be the reason. So now my account says it's in the UK, even though I'm in the UAE. So I'm hoping the 2 phones works. Hi guys, we are here at this is called like Podster. So of course they have amazing services here with podcasting, and we're here on Bex O'Farrell's podcast, which I'm really excited for. I've been here once before, if you guys can remember, Titans of Tomorrow. They had me on their podcast when we were here last time in May. It's kind of cool to be back. You know, maybe what do you guys think? Comment down below. Should I bring my podcast to here? Although it is just me, maybe we'll get some guests on. Let me know what you think. But we'll show you some behind the scenes. We'll show you a few quotes if we can find any. And the full podcast will be available soon, which I'll let you guys know on Instagram as well. Hi, Begs.
Yo! How's it going?
Want to keep the ball in here?
Yeah, I will in case I need a desperate
Just to
slow
hide it
water.
from the
All
shot.
good. And I'll probably talk about this loud. And yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hi everyone, welcome back to Walk with Bex. Welcome back into the studio. I'm here with another very special guest. Welcome, Josh.
Thank you so much, Pam.
Welcome back to Dubai as well.
The contract is signed on my apartment for the next 6 months, so at least the next 6 months is the future.
Very exciting, very exciting to have you here.
Look up to the OG fitness scene, Christian Goose and Matt Hogus, Legends for Aesthetics. Those guys, I just wanted what they had. Full sent into the online coaching world. That's when the flip switched, and I filmed everything.
Yeah.
Always. And Instagram was my everything, and YouTube was my everything.
Teaching on doing this. So you go full send. Like you said, you get on YouTube, you continue with the Instagram coach, you think about from YouTube to Instagram, or Instagram to YouTube. I can push my...
I didn't know how to be. I didn't know how to control the emotions. I didn't know how to control the pressure. There's something about the satisfaction you get from changing someone's life.
Yeah.
It's like irreplaceable. It's irreplaceable. Believing in yourself, what no one else does, right? Having goals that scare the people around you.
I'm going to play this clip back when it happens, and I'm going to send it to you and be like, you fucking did it. Because I believe in you too, and I think you will. Someone that's that determined and that relentless, there's no way you can't.
I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy you could make this podcast, and I'm sure this will be the first of many because you now live here. So we'll probably have you back on when you're back into prep mode. But how long until you start prep? What's the goal? How long in this off season?
I'm going to say Mayish. I'll start prep.
Okay, I'll get you back on when you're like 6 weeks out.
Perfect.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Alright guys, that's another video done. I'm gonna do the next video. I'm gonna update you on like my show plans, the cycle plans. We've got blood work coming in 2 weeks. I'll do a full day of eating. There's a lot of things we've got lined up. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We're coming at you weekly with these videos. We're back in the groove. We're back in it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, guys. Peace.